Hey, this is Nick Kennedy, your gray man, coming to you on a Monday evening, which is very cool. Nice out here in Atlanta. Hopefully, you've all had a wonderful weekend, um, and we're getting ready for the week ahead of us. Um, Before we begin, I just want to give a shout out to my Nigerian brother, the Big K. As you know, he's been away on business, and I heard from him today, and he said that he's hoping to wrap up real soon and get back and join us before too long. So let's keep our fingers crossed and keep his seat warm for him so we can slide right back in. Anyway, today I was actually spending some time on different podcasts, and I was kind of like just curious to what was going on, and it seemed pretty universal that there's been a lot of discussion, and rightfully so, about the direction of Disney and Marvel. Um, they've been losing a lot of money recently. The Marvels might be a historic flop, and I guess Wish does not look much better. Although it's $200 million for a cartoon. That kind of surprises me, but irrelevant. The point is, I'm going to stay away from that subject, I think, because the gentleman that I was watching, Gary Neurotic and other Critical Drinkers, always a good watch, as well as I think they're called Film Threat. Chris Gore and Allen, they're really good. They've got insiders, and they can give you the kind of the pulse of what's going on behind the scenes, and they cover it pretty well. So rather than just kind of reiterate that, I thought I would try something a little bit different, something that interests me and hopefully will interest you as well. Um, One of my big hobbies all my life has been women. I've had crushes on women since I was knee high, still do. And I'm getting on there in years. And I thought to myself, it might be interesting to just kick back and take some time to kind of go through the years of the various women that I've had, crushes on. And maybe you men and or women, no judgments here, might share the same interests or not. I don't know. Hopefully, you might find this entertaining. I'm going to go through it, and if you don't agree, you think I'm missing the mark, or you think I'm missing out somebody that I should have in there, by all means, let me know. My email address is down there. Always willing to hear from you guys for ideas or whatever. Um, but just keep in mind, I'm trying to stay away from the obvious ones. You will not see Farrah Fawcett. Everyone loved Farrah. You will not see Bo Derek because although she wasn't really one of my favorites, very talented, beautiful woman, but just didn't really push my buttons. But very, very beautiful woman, and a lot of people really liked her a lot. And I mean, Raquel Welch. Raquel Welch. I mean, she's like the goddess. I mean, everyone loved her. No point in me like bringing up these women and talking about them. I try to do things more of on a personal level. Some of these women you're going to hear about, some of them you probably know or not know. I don't know. But anyway, I hope you find it interesting as I do. So without further ado, I would like to let's see, bring that up here. Let's see, because they're much more interesting to watch than me. And I am going to, let's see, where is it? There we go. Okay. So to start off with, when I was very young, back in the mid '70s, I developed my first crush on the girl that just about everyone back in the '70s around my age had a crush on, and that was Maureen McCormick, Marsha Brady from the Brady Bunch. Um, Definitely my first crush. Looking back on it, I can understand why maybe I liked it then. Doesn't really do much for me now, but yeah, no, that was that noteworthy on that. Um, Another woman who I do not know the name of, but is noteworthy, was the movie Saturday Night Fever came out. I think it was 1977, and they didn't have like NC-17 at the time. It was just no one under 18 admitted under any circumstances, and I was only 12 at the time. So obviously I snuck in to watch it. And lo and behold, there's a scene where John Travolta goes into a strip club, and there was a woman who danced for him. and don't know what her name is. But I got it. She's noteworthy because that was probably the first time that I've ever seen a topless woman. So at 12 years old, that's kind of a big thing. It's kind of weird nowadays. I'm sure 12-year-old boys with the internet have seen it all the time, but in my day, no. 12 years old, it was probably about the first time. You were probably lucky. Maybe some other boys would be older. But anyway, she's noteworthy as well. Now another one, if you want to talk about Charlie's Angels, the one that really had my number was Tanya Roberts. She's passed on, hope lie in peace. Beautiful woman, beautiful eyes, unbelievable eyes. I remember her. She did a movie, The Beastmaster, with Mark Singer, brother of Laurie Singer. Anyway, yeah, she did the whole outfit thing with a wild one with the animal skins, and I guess she did a nude scene. I remember she did a nude scene climbing out of a lake or something in the very beginning. Boy, that was earth shattering for me. Yeah, so Tanya Roberts, if you want to talk Charlie's Angels, my favorite. That's where you start, right there with me. Christie Brinkley. Now, I know she was very popular, so this is not going to be a surprise to many people. But when I was in high school, I got all the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issues I could of her. I had her all over the place. Yeah, she actually got me through high school. I had all her calendars all over the wall. Mad crush on her. If looking back, she's a beautiful woman, but it's funny how tastes have changed. I know what I saw in her, no doubt, and I'm certainly not taken away from her. But I think as I got older, my taste changed a little bit, and maybe wouldn't have quite the effect on me now at my age that she did back when I was 15 or 16 years old. The next one is going to be one that you're probably going to scratch your head over. And that was Joan Jett. Joan Jett, for those of you who do not know, was the lead singer of the group The Runaways that headlined back in like 1976. They weren't that popular here, but they were overseas in Japan, huge hits. They had that Lita Ford, who I guess made a career afterwards. Not sure what she did. She was very popular heavy metal wise. I think she hooked up to a band or two. Not real sure, but she was popular. And then there was the lead singer, Sherry. Don't remember her last name. I'm doing most of this from memory. So, but they did a movie Foxes with her. She played the lead. I thought she was actually going to go into show business, but from what I understand, she was kind of shy. So she kind of dropped out, and Joan Jett kept it up though. When the Runaways broke up, she came back here and she formed, the Black Hearts, and many a hit. And I had the great fortune of going to see her at the Opera House in Boston many years ago. Yeah, had a great time. Rocked out the joint. I know she's not typical what you necessarily see as a woman. That you had, lusted after, but it was something about her personality, and I was always a big rock and roll fan, and she just did it for me. And I know her sexual inclination is probably not going to be reciprocated towards me. Actually, I have my headset on, but yeah, she really had it rocking back then. Anyway, who is next? Oh yes, for those of you who remember the early days of the Karate Kid movies, you would be very familiar with Elizabeth Shue. She also did Adventures in Babysitting, which was a very entertaining movie. And she followed up with what I consider to be a brilliant performance in Leaving Las Vegas with Nicolas Cage, 1995, I believe. Wow, what a movie! Intense. Showed she can act. Not all just looks. But yeah, no, I had a mad thing for Elizabeth Shue. And everyone probably knows, but she's the sister of Andrew Shue, who was on Melrose Place. For what that's worth. But yeah, no, Elizabeth Shue, really cute, beautiful, sexy woman. She also did a Hollow Man with Kevin Bacon. Not a very good movie, but noteworthy because she was in it, and I saw just about everything she was in back in those days. Another one coming up should be well known by just about everybody. Jennifer Connelly. She has done a ton of movies. The one that I remember most is Labyrinth with David Bowie. That came out in 1986. I had that in my movie theater at the time, and I used to, after the movies got out, I used to watch it over and over again. At the time, she was very young. I think she was 16 at the time. And, I didn't know she was going to end up being as popular as she ended up being. Yeah, no. And then, of course, she did the John Hughes movie Career Opportunities. I think that's when she really blossomed, to be honest with you. That's when I just could not take my eyes off that movie and her. Not a very good movie, actually, but who cares? Jennifer Connelly's in it. She had a tight white T-shirt on it, so how bad could it be? Anyway, moving on. Diane Lane. Had a mad thing for Diane Lane. Started with, there was a movie she did with Kenny Rogers called like Six Pack or something, which was really young. I remember seeing her in that. I think that's the name of the movie. And then later on, she made her name for herself by doing like The Outsiders. Beautiful, beautiful woman in that. And then she followed that up with The Big Town, Matt Dillon, and Tommy Lee Jones. She played a striptease, to put it nicely, in a gambling casino. And for those of you who also share my interest in Diane Lane, if you've not seen that movie, you might want to check that out. Oh, and just to hop back, by the way, if anyone who really likes Jennifer Connelly and wants to see more of her, what was it called? Hot Spot with Don Johnson. You get to see Jennifer Connelly, in all her glory, the Hot Spot, Don Johnson. Not a great movie, but again, Jennifer Connelly's in it. Anyway, back to Diane Lane. I had a mad crush on her, and then what happened is she blew my doors off in like 1995. She did a movie with Richard Gere called Unfaithful. And she showed that she was getting older, no longer just a kid, but she showed that she had some acting chops. There was a scene after she has cheated on Richard Gere, and she's coming. That's her husband, and it just happened, I guess, whatever. And she was taking the home back to her house after leaving the house of infidelity. And it was all hitting her at once, and she was overcome with emotions on a subway. And the funny thing is, there's no word spoken, but boy, what great acting. Mesmerizing. So yeah, she's not just a pretty face. Now we're going to hit on a couple that are playmates you may not have heard of. Donna Edmondson was Playmate of the Year in 1987. I believe she came from Greensboro, North Carolina, I guess. My personal favorite. Didn't really do anything outside of Playboy, to my knowledge. Last I heard, she had a real estate license and she was selling houses. Unless you probably go to those Playboy conventions, you probably won't know much about her or meet her. 1986, 1987. Oh my God. Still, my heart still like pops out of my chest when I think of that woman. And also another one, Karina Harney. She was from Las Vegas. She was Playmate of the Year, I want to say 1992. She had the little Kerry Russell thing going with her with the curls in her hair back in the Felicity days. I really, wow, beautiful, beautiful woman. Again, she didn't do any movies that I know of, but always in my mind, even after all this time, and that was 1992, where she peaked as Playmate of the Year. Beautiful woman, beautiful woman. The next one you can file under probably just maybe me, Barbara Hershey. This is a woman who is not your typical drop dead gorgeous woman. But from the time I saw the movie The Entity which I guess is based on a true story about a ghost that was raping a woman in a house, played by Barbara Hershey. I was taken up with her, and then she did Hoosiers with Gene Hackman, about a town Hickory, based on a true story. A little a town that won the state championship. I think it was in Indiana. If you haven't seen that, Dennis Hopper was also in it. Highly recommend it. You could probably get it on one of these freebies or Pluto or something like that if you looked. It was 1987, I believe. So yeah, it probably would. You'd probably be able to catch that for free, I would think, if you looked hard enough. But a really good movie and a very beautiful woman. She also did Hannah and Her Sisters, which was a Woody Allen film with Diane Keaton. And that was, I liked that as well. Had that in my movie theater as well. But yeah, no, I definitely had a thing for Barbara Hershey, and there's some people that say to me, "Really, don't get it?" And that's why it's noteworthy, I guess. Not for everyone, but for me, yes. Now there was another one that I'm almost sure you guys don't know. A beautiful, beautiful woman, though. There was a movie called Tough Guys Don't Dance, which was a Norman Lear movie, and it came out around 1987 with Ryan O'Neal, Wings Hauser, and Deborah Sundlin. She also goes by the name Deborah Stipe too. I don't think she did many movies after this. This might have been her big movie, and it wasn't that big. Lawrence Tierney, by the way, wow, that guy. I could tell you stories about Lawrence Tierney. I think it was on Reservoir Dogs. They said he was like he looked like The Thing, only old. Well, that's Lawrence Tierney. God rest his soul. He's not with us anymore. But there are stories about that guy. He was a real tough guy. Anyway, he makes the movie, in my opinion. Deborah Sundlin, wow, beautiful, beautiful woman. Retired from Hollywood way too soon. Would have liked to see more of her. But I have looked her up online since, and she still maintains her look. She's happily married, so good for her. She just went a different direction. The next one, I'm sure you probably know if you're, over the age of 40 or something. Kathy Ireland, swimsuit model for Sports Illustrated. She also did a movie, The Alien from LA, I think, which was really a bad movie. Hard for me to say, don't see a movie when one of my crushes are in it. You turn the sound down if you do. Really, first of all, her voice is annoying to say the least. She had to work on it, and she doesn't sound that annoying anymore. But she let it all out in that movie. I think that they used it as a device for humor. And the first couple of times you hear it is kind of funny, and then after about an hour, you just don't want to hear her voice anymore. It sounds like Minnie Mouse. But a beautiful woman, drop dead gorgeous, and pretty smart too. I understand. Very good businesswoman. So yeah, Kathy Ireland. She owned my heart. I don't know, late in high school, early college. The next one, boy, I would have to say the entire En Vogue singing team. Beautiful, beautiful woman. I watch Free Your Mind video all the time. Any one of them, I would, be enraptured to meet. And if I had to narrow it to one, it would probably be, I think her name's Dawn Robinson. Again, that might be wrong. I'm going from memory, but I think she might be the best of the best. But they're all beautiful, beautiful women. Mad crushes on them. Now we get to more popular ones. Christina Aguilera. I had it really badly for her. Noteworthy because at the time, actually, my daughter, who's now fully grown, she was looking at her father going goo-goo-eyed whenever I saw her. Oh, that's the alarm saying that I'm running late. I might have to pick a two-parter out of this. So Christina Aguilera. Now, if I had to pick a period, because she goes through different periods of time, different styles, different fashions. I gotta go with 2005, where she went through that big band phase. I try to think of the the album was called. I'm drawing blank, but she did Candyman was one of the songs from it. I'll remember it later on. It came out in 2005. Had a few modest hits. Candyman, I think, was her big winner off that, and that is when she, I think, looked her best. After that, I think she went through some hard times and gained a little bit of weight, and then she lost it. And I'm not sure. I haven't really followed up recently, but I would tend to think she probably got back into shape. She was only a little heavy for a couple of times and not for long. So there's that. And anyway, I am running 20 minutes here and I'm really enjoying this, but I'm trying to keep my podcast down to 20 minutes or less because I could talk all night. Believe me, I can, and I'm actually trying to avoid tangents because I can go on a tangent, and believe me when I say there will be tangents. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to end it here, and I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to finish off the other half, and hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, subscribe, share, and like, and let me know. As I always say to you, anything you're interested in talking, I think I'm pretty open. I think I'm knowledgeable in a lot of different things. Just nothing on cars. I don't do cars and opera. I'm not real big at opera either. So, but just about anything else, you can run it by me. I'll do what I can. Anyway, it's been a lot of fun for me. Hopefully, it's been as fun for you as it is for me. And I will talk to you later. Thank you very much. Bye-bye now.